time with the defensive play. Now finds Jalen Green.
Oh, my goodness!
He did it!
Oh!
Jazz, the Jazz turn it. Oh! Cam Whitmore. Şengün goes coast to coast. Oh! Here's Williams. Here comes both teams. Here comes Rocket Security. And we got a score.
Red Nation Blogga back with another video. The Houston Rockets defeat the Miami Heat. They get their lick back 102-98. This game, the first 3 quarters, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous. Then as I was watching the game on playback.tv/Houston Live, come check us out, come rock with us. As I was watching the game, they posted a stat, or they said a stat, that the Miami Heat are the worst fourth quarters team in the NBA this year. Like, first 3 quarters, they're fine. They had the Rockets number. Fourth quarter, the game went the complete opposite way. And sometimes when you hear stats like that, you don't think that that night is going to come to fruition. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, this guy is shooting 20% from 3, but, you know, in his last 15 games, and then when he plays your team, he goes 7-7 from 3. No, the Miami Heat lived up to the reputation. They lived up to that stat, and they were really, really bad. They were really, really poor in the fourth quarter. This team has been through a lot this season. Jimmy Butler, the Jimmy Butler saga, everything that was going on there. Tyler Hero, all-star candidacy, making the all-star team. Bam Adebayo seemingly not really getting better or worse. He's just you know what I mean? And it showed tonight. I'm looking at the game. Andrew Wiggins was like the lone bright spot. He had 30 points. He did most of his damage in the first half. 10 to 13 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 8 of 9 from the free throw line. I was clamoring and screaming for Thompson to be on Andrew Wiggins. And just as I suspected, as soon as Thompson got on Andrew Wiggins, that was a wrap. It was a wrap. That was all she wrote. I'm just so happy to have Thompson back, but we'll get to that part later. I want to keep talking about that Miami Heat for right now. Khalil Ware, their rookie, 16 points, 14 rebounds, 7 of 10 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3. This dude, that's the one lone bright spot in terms of Miami's future. That dude right there, he is a stud. He gave Alperen Sengun problems. He was good stretching the floor. As I said, 2 of 2 from 3. He was knocking down floaters. You know, he's a lob threat, even though he really didn't go crazy with the lobs. Khalil Ware kind of reminds me of a more offensively polished Derek Lively, if that makes sense. And, you know, it showed tonight. Watching him, I was watching this game, really studying his game, and I was like, I like what I see there. I really do. But I want to get to another guy. Well, 2 more guys before I get to the guy that I really want to get to on the Miami Heat. One more guy. Davion Mitchell, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. But the offense is not the talk here. He had Jalen Green in absolute hell tonight. He did. Jalen couldn't get him off of him if he had a screen. Anytime he actually got a successful screen, he was so quick to go and get Davion Mitchell out of his pocket that it was an offensive foul on the Rockets, whether that was on Sengun, whether that was on Steven Adams, whether that was on Dylan Brooks. Jalen Green was just moving too fast trying to get Davion Mitchell out of his pocket. So I want to give Davion Mitchell his flowers there. That was really impressive. Not going to lie to you. But the real story of the game was the rematch of the matchup between Tyler Hero and Thompson. We all know what happened in that December game. I think that was in December when Thompson and Tyler Hero, you know, got into it. Tyler Hero kind of got the best of Thompson that night, and Thompson got the best of Tyler Hero when he grabbed him by his jersey and slung him on the ground, ultimately getting suspended like 2 or 3 games or something like that. Tyler Hero tonight, 8 points, 4 assists, 3 of 11 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3, 6 turnovers. It was one possession where literally he saw Thompson at the point of attack and literally just lost the ball. Didn't do anything. Looked at him. He just dropped the ball. Goes down on the other end, dunks it. It was 2 other times where just took the ball in transition. Hero was the guy back. Hero just let him go. Dunks it. It was one possession late in the game. Thompson crosses him with a right to left dribble, shoots a left-handed floater off the glass, goes in for the bucket. Miami Heat calls timeout. Thompson points to Tyler Hero like, hey, y'all better get him off me. Like, Tyler Hero had a bad game. He lost the band for band tonight. He lost what's your reputation. It looked like the last encounter that him and had really stuck in Tyler Hero's head, and it wore on him. So Tyler Hero, You got to take this L. You got to hold this, go into the summer with this. And hey, who knows? Maybe you'll come back a better player. On the Houston Rockets side, they win their 9th straight game. They further cement themselves. They further plant themselves as a 2nd seed in the West. Right now, we just root for the Denver Nuggets to lose to the Portland Trailblazers. That game is in full swing right now. This was a very impressive win. As I said, like, in order to become a serious team, in order to become a playoff team, in order to become a 50-win team, you have to win the gimmies. And this game was the Miami Heat going into this game. They lost 9 straight games. 9 straight. This was going to be their 10th straight loss, and the Houston Rockets made sure that happened. So I want to give the Houston Rockets as a team a ton of credit. And we did see one thing in this game. Ime Udoka got away from the double big. He got away from it. This game was not the matchup for the double big. He tried it a little bit in the first half, and we know that double big lineup has been dominating teams. The plus minus on that lineup has been serious. But tonight, it didn't work. And what I liked about Ime is he saw it wasn't working, and he didn't do it anymore. All he did was he spelled. He did a normal rotation. Alperen Sengun get minutes. He goes to the bench. Steven Adams get minutes. And I like that Ime Udoka did that, because it really is good to notice things in real time and make the adjustment in real time. Let's get to the best part of the show, my favorite part of the show, the good. Fred VanVleet, 37 points, 3 assists, 3 steals, 13 of 17 from the field, 9 of 11 from 3, only 1 turnover. He was unbelievable tonight. And nights like tonight, it reminds me of the conversations that I used to have earlier this season when I was really getting on Jalen Green about having bad games, and the discourse about Fred VanVleet, where people were saying he needs to get off the ball, where people were saying, oh, you know, he's doing too much. He has too much control of the offense. These are the nights where Fred VanVleet shows you his importance. These are the nights where Fred VanVleet says, okay, I'm the vet. Jalen doesn't have it going. Sengun doesn't have it going. The all-star and the other best shooting guard, the guy that leads his team in scoring, doesn't have it going. It's time for me to step up. And it's so good that Fred VanVleet is here and he's able to provide these types of games and these types of performances, because it seemed like anytime the Rockets needed to make a run, Fred was there. Anytime the Rockets needed to stop the bleeding, Fred was there. And when the Rockets needed to close and kind of give themselves some cushion to keep Miami at arm's length, Fred was there. He did pretty much everything great at an elite level tonight. He was phenomenal. I have no complaints about what Fred did. Absolutely great game from Fred VanVleet. Secondly, the return of Thompson. 18 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 steals, 8 of 14 from the field, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, plus 20. Listen, y'all, he's missed time. He plays in Houston. He's going to get overlooked. The conversation has been about Evan Mobley. The conversation has been about Dyson Daniels. The conversation has been about Jaren Jackson Jr. Thompson should throw his hat into the DPOY conversation. He can play the point of attack. He's a good recovery defender. He's a good rim protector. He's great in the passing lanes. Everything that he does, the switchability that he has, the type of motor that he has on the defensive end, and to go just with the raw skill level in how he plays, is second to none. That type of stuff doesn't grow on trees. His impact was missed, even against these teams that we knew that the Houston Rockets could beat. His presence was missed, and you've seen it immediately when he came back and he plays against the Miami Heat. Now, part of that may have been a little motivation to get his get back on Tyler Hero. But a part of that is just his natural raw ability, and in my opinion, him being the best player on this team, the most talented player on this team. Thompson, you were missed. You close out the good. Let's get to the bad. So at first, I was going to put this guy in the downright ugly. But I can't lie. The way that he closed out the game, specifically on the glass, I got to just put him in the bad, because he still had a bad game. However, like I said, he closed really well in terms of his rebounding and just securing defensive possessions for the Houston Rockets to get us down on the other end. And that goes to Alperen Sengun. 8 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 4-15 from the field. It was just a bad night for Sengun. That's why I put him in the bag, because it was just simply a bad night. Bam Adebayo's strength and length bothered him, his athleticism, and so did Kyle Ware. This is one of the only teams that play 2 bigs where it kind of works for them. And Alperen Sengun really struggled with that today. Point blank at the rim, shots that he's normally make, especially like post All-Star break, he's been missing. He went back to the type of Alperen Sengun performances that we were seeing in October, in November, and December, and even in parts of January, where we were like, "What's wrong with Alperen Sengun's touch? This is a trend. This is not a blip. This is a trend." And so, even though he closed out the game better on the defensive side of the ball, there was a play where I think it was either Andrew Wiggins or it was Davion Mitchell that had a wide open look, and he blocked it in the corner, and then he secured the rebound. Even though he did clean it up in the second half and he escaped from the downright ugly, he still had a bad game. But these things happen. They happen. The downright ugly. Jalen Green, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 of 13 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3. He did have 0 turnovers, but he was a -7. This was a bad game. As I stated, Davion Mitchell was in his hip pocket. Jalen Green, even when he got open looks, he missed all his shots. I think he had one really good shot where to close out the half to go into halftime, he had like a step back over 2 defenders, which was like a long 2. But this was not a good night from Jalen Green at all. This was a very, very ugly game, and he's allowed this. This is what I was kind of saying earlier, on Robert's podcast and even on here. Like, just let's not string together games like this. If you have one bad game, that's fine. Next game versus Denver, let's get back to the Jalen Green that we know and love. Let's get back in the lab. Let's recalibrate, and let's have a better game next time out. Lastly, in the downright ugly, Tari Eason, 7 points, 8 rebounds, 2 of 6 from the field, 4 turnovers. Tari Eason was just really, really ugly tonight, downright ugly. He had 2 bad possessions where he just got the ball in no man's land, nothing to do. He did like a 360, threw the ball, just turned it over. The Rockets, then Miami turned it over on the other end. He came back down. The Rockets came back down. He got the ball again, turned it over again. And Tari Eason, that's not like him. Defensively, he wasn't as sharp, although he was good. He wasn't as sharp as he's been during this win streak. And also, there was a play where he kind of got his ankles broken by Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero obviously didn't do anything with it. He had a shitty night tonight. But, Tari Eason, there was a stretch he got his ankles broke. And he kind of just got up and looked around. He didn't recover. And at that point, his night was done. Ime Udoka got him out of there for the rest of the night. And these are just the bad games and the downright ugly games to Tari Eason that he just normally doesn't have. He was really out of sorts. And, it happens. It's the NBA. Shit happens. But as always, guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what I missed. Let me know what I didn't miss. Leave comments below. Let me know what you agree with. Let me know what you disagree with. As always, guys, thank you again for watching. RedNationBlogga out.